Brian. A very interesting post. You definitely put a lot of time and effort into it, and lots of experience I hear you speaking from there, especially with twin daughters, the age of 16, I believe. And, a lot of good points in your post. I really do think that if you were to instill a lot of fear, that it would result in a lack of trust. And like you had mentioned, you wouldn't know that she had a boyfriend at that point. Really enjoy that you provide a protective environment. I believe Joanna was telling me you live out in Lowell, so that is out there away from the city, as you were raised in Oakland and Eugene and Springfield, and kind of being a result of that as well, city environment. So, it is a protective environment. When those teenagers are raised in a city, there's a lot more things that can be found out, from other classmates and things like that. Not to say it can't happen out, away from the city. It does definitely happen. I also enjoyed you pointing out the example you provide your daughters, you and your wife, providing great examples, I hope, and I'm assuming from what it sounds like from your post that you guys do provide excellent examples for your daughters. That's a big key of, providing for them, providing a good example for them to follow in their life. Not necessarily taking your younger years as an example, but what your marriage is today and what you two do for each other as an example. That's an excellent way to provide a good example for your daughters. I also like the way you kind of raise their self-esteem and help promote that as well. I understand that you rely on your wife a lot um, to do the educating, to do the emotional attachment, because you feel that they both are females and this and that. It doesn't have to be that way, I feel. A lot of people, I think most of the society today feels like they lose connection with their teenagers because they cross over, especially daughters. I've heard that daughters, the father kind of, the daughters start to develop into women and they get scared. They're like, whoa, 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 what are you doing? You need to back away from me. All that. I don't know if you do that with your daughters, but that doesn't have to be that way. I believe that the father should have a lasting relationship, and that the gender display rules shouldn't apply between a father and a daughter. A father should be able to speak to their daughter, and like I said in my post, you need to win their hearts. If you win their hearts, then you're going to have their heart forever until they're ready to be handed off to their husband. As far as, waiting before sex, before marriage, yeah, I do believe it displays a lot of love, a lot of character from the other sex, waiting and abstaining from it until after marriage. Most importantly, we have to remember when we're telling our children why they need to wait before sex. It's most importantly, first and foremost, is because the Bible commands it. You raise your children to live by the Bible, live by the words of the Bible, and the way of the Bible. I believe that it will help the child guide themselves through life. Of course, they're going to need you as a parent to keep pushing them back to the Bible. Whenever my son has a question or something's wrong with him and he needs some help, I always push him back to the Bible, and I always ask him, what does Jesus teach you in the Bible about this? And, I really think it's working with him. I'm not quite to where I have 16-year-olds in my house, but I do have a 10-year-old, and I've been raising him in the Lord's way the last 5 or 6 years, very close to the Bible. I hope that it works out for him, and that's one of the key things I can provide for him is the Bible and exactly everything that it will provide for him. And I hope that when it comes to teaching him to abstain from sex for marriage, that the Bible will show him that it's the way it's supposed to be. So anyway, good post, Brian. It's good talking to you and good listening to you. Thanks.